Hey, what's up my Koopa Troop? It's Koops and welcome back to some more Plants vs. Zombies Last Stand. We're now on to Last Stand Pool after defeating the night levels. I also found out a little bit more about the mallets. I was a little bit confused about them. I had never had to purchase them before, which is why I was confused. But if you go to Crazy Dave's Twinkly Dink shop, you can now purchase mallets and you can use them whenever you need to in the Last Stand and Survival mode. So that's what happened there. I'm glad we figured it out. Now let's see here. We're gonna have some crazy stuff going on here. We can tell already that we're gonna have a bunch of zombies. Let's go ahead and view the zombies we got coming in here. Nothing right now that looks too crazy. None of the snorkel zombies, which is what I'm really worried about. Cone heads and pole vaulting zombies, the standard. We also have tall nuts and everything like that. I could use garlic to move these guys around. I could also use 3-peaters to defend a couple of areas. I think I might use a 3-peater strategy. I think Gatling might be a little overpowered. We also have 4,000 sun as opposed to 3,000 sun, which is what we were working with before. I could use the garlic and move them all into one lane, but so many zombies come, I think the garlic would die too quickly. How about I 3-peater this lane and this lane like that? That'll really help that out. I could go ahead and tall nut maybe right here. I want my tall nuts to survive for as long as possible. So maybe way back here. Now it seems kind of far back, but... Oh, actually maybe that was too far back. Maybe 1-4 would have helped out. Well, that still will be okay. That'll be okay. We can work with that. So I'll tall nut these guys right here, here, and I'll plant a row of tall nuts. And this is really expensive, so I'm not sure how well that will work out. Now I was going to 3-peater again. Now this is really expensive, and I can now torch wood. Will I have enough to torch wood every lane? It looks like I will. Alright, so now we're torch wooding every lane. Now we've got a lot of firepower going on. We've at least defended all of our lanes. I could plant 2 more 3-peaters, and that would do damage. I could also start planting repeaters. I could plant 4 repeaters, but I need to plant some lily pads, so I couldn't actually. Not to mention that would just do damage on those lanes. I think I'll plant 2 more 3-peaters, and we'll see how well this holds up. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Let's start the onslaught. This will stop all pole vaulting zombies and things like that. We're just going to see how much damage it actually does. If it doesn't work out very well, we'll have to switch and add maybe some repeaters or whatever like that. However, I've kind of filled up those lanes. But if they haven't taken damage, you're free to sell them back for the sun they were worth and plant things in their place. So maybe I'll save up and replace some of the 3-peaters instead with repeaters or Gatlings or something like that if needed. These things are working really well and doing quite a lot of damage. And I think I really want to try and get Gatlings out there because those would do so much damage. I could, instead of the 3-peaters, plant repeaters in the back of every row essentially. Would that be better though? I don't know if that would be better or not. These things are firing 3 bullets in a lane. If I use repeaters, they would fire 2 bullets in a lane. As well as repeaters would cost 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It costs 1,200. And I've currently spent, well, 325, like 650, 650, the 1,300, and then another 650. So yeah, I spent 1,950 like that. So I guess it'd be a little bit cheaper, but I'd also have a little bit less firepower if I do repeaters. So maybe I can go ahead and give that a try instead of using all of these 3-peaters, is go and use Gatlings. Well, we can give it a shot. I can actually sell these things for the same amount of sun they were worth originally. And we'll give that a shot in a second. Alright, those guys are going to munch on that tall nut for a little bit. I'll grab some chocolate for Stinky. He will appreciate that, I am sure. Those guys munched on the tall nut for a little bit. I didn't like that. Did not like that. But no, regardless, we're still going to be okay. Now, a lot of them came in that lane, which is not cool at all, game. Not cool. But let's go ahead here and see if I can. Let's see, I successfully defended that. Alright, that was actually a lot of sun, more than I even thought there was going to be. So we could probably plant a couple of repeaters. Now we have some snorkeling guys coming up here, which is going to be a little bit annoying, as you really can't kill them without letting them pop their heads up. Now let's see here. I'm going to try and put this down and then try and sell it. It does, okay, it gives me the sun back. Now this should give me 325. Let's see if that worked. Yes, it did. Okay, so we can't, as long as they're not damaged, we can put these things down. So if I do it like this, like I was saying before, guys, this is actually less firepower than before. That's my issue. It's less firepower than having 3 of them. but they fire faster. So is it actually less? You know, I don't know. If I get rid of all of these things. Now, let's see here. I could plant 250. I could plant 5 of those. That would almost cover the Gatlings. That would almost cover all the lanes. But maybe these things are too far back, actually. Like I said before, let's go ahead and get rid of these and move them forward and try replacing them all with Gatlings. Now, I want to kill these snorkel zombies the fastest right away. So let's go ahead and plant these here. And I'll plant these guys up here like that. We'll do a couple of Gatlings right there. One right there. Now I can plant 3 more, and it's kind of up to wherever we feel like planting them. I'll just go there and there. And the bottom lane can be a little less defended for now. Let's see how well this works out. We're doing something a little bit differently than we did with the 3-peaters. But it should be okay. I think we will do quite a lot of damage regardless with Gatlings going on here. So let's see what happens. You know, with Gatlings firing as opposed to 3-peaters, we're now firing more bullets than we were before. Now, unfortunately, that one snorkel zombie did get in the water with no damage being done. He's going to have to poke his little head up and then he'll get shot. So that's kind of a bit of a bummer. There's not much I can do about that. I could squash him, but that's kind of a waste of sun. Otherwise, this strategy looks like it's working pretty well. I think the zombies are dying about at the same location as they were last time. Pretty close to it. There's not much else I can do. Well, they're actually dying a little bit faster, aren't they? I suppose they are. I could plant some more repeaters in the water as well, in the pool area. That might help do some more damage. That guy gets 1 or 2 bunches off before he finally loses his head. The bucket zombie in the water, we'll see how well he fares. The one on the land did not fare super well. Now, one guy is about to get there. Oh, he actually did get a couple munchings off. Okay, that's interesting. But then again, that is the bottom lane down there that does not have a Gatling, so I kind of forgot about that. That's why he was able to eat on that tall nut for a little bit there. I don't have a Gatling down there. I wait for more sun. It sucks that the snorkeling zombies are invincible when they actually jump in the water, if you notice that. That when they actually jump right in, they don't get hit by any bullets. That guy does. The bucket zombie does get hit by bullets, but the snorkeling zombie jumps in and is okay. It's pretty funny. Alright, so he takes 2 bursts and then he is gone, the snorkel zombie. Here comes a huge wave. We're actually knocking this out much quicker. Using fire and the Gatlings just ends up winning much faster because of how fast the zombies die, so the game goes a little bit quicker, which is nice for sure. Alright, it's always annoying how more of them pop up in the water. That's why we want to have more of our firepower in the water as opposed to anywhere else, because that's where the zombies tend to do the most damage. Snorkel zombies definitely get a couple of hits off. They also get a pop-up right at the start, which is a little annoying. Otherwise, though, it looks like we will be okay. That one bucket zombie hasn't taken much damage, which is a bit annoying, so my tall nut will be a little injured, but I think he'll still be okay. And those zombies just got, like, bursted right there. They all died so quickly. Alright, we still got the same kind of stuff. Doesn't look like any of it has changed. I'll go ahead and put the Gatling down there. Now, I only have... wow, that cost all of my sun, essentially. So, I really think that's about all I can buy. I could plant 2 more of these back here in hopes that I could put... I could put a repeater, but not yet I can't. So I'm just going to continue the onslaught. We got our Gatling setup going on here. I think it worked really well last time. It should continue to work really well. The tall nut stop any pole vaulting zombies. Not that any of them have even gotten that close yet, but from actually where I planted these things, I could now that, like last time when my strategy started off, I put the repeaters, the 3-peaters so close. That's why I did it. But now looking at it, maybe I could actually move all of these things back to the very far back, just to stop the just to like have even more room for the zombies to actually get killed before they pop up. So that might be a little bit smarter this time around. You know, maybe move all these things way to the way back. And that will help me, you know, give some time and space between the zombies. You know, so that might have been a different strategy I could have done. I was putting the 3-peaters down, which is why I didn't do it. But I'm liking this Gatling strategy a little bit better with the sun, or with the torchwood. It just kills the zombies so quickly. That's what's so nice about it. Either way, it's in an okay position. My tunnels are getting munched on a little bit, but it's not awful. And to be honest, if I moved them back, the snorkel zombies would still get a chance to bite them. The bucket zombies maybe wouldn't, so like I said, probably would have been a little bit better moved further back, but otherwise it's okay. Now, we had 2 mallets, and like I was telling you guys at the start of this episode, I went to Crazy Dave's shop and bought 3 more. Now, every mallet costs essentially 1,000 sun, or 1,000 coins, sorry. And you can only buy them in like 3, 6, and 9 variations of them, essentially. So, I just bought the 3. So now we have 5 mallets once again. I don't need to use them for this level whatsoever right now. We're currently destroying all the zombies. I could move some of my stuff back, but I wouldn't be able to move the tall nuts back. I don't get enough sun in between to move them back, so my strategy is kind of set right now where it's at, unfortunately. I really can't move anything back. I could maybe add a little bit more firepower to the middle lanes. Hopefully if I get enough sun, I can do just that. Looks like I did have enough sun. I would need, let's see, 450 sun to do it, and I do have enough, so let's go ahead and add a little bit more firepower to these middle water areas, just like that. I could have also done, let's see, I had 500, so I couldn't have done 2 3-peaters. Otherwise, maybe I'd add some more 3-peaters to do damage. But no, I'm not going to do that. We'll just go ahead and continue the onslaught like this. We now have a little bit more firepower in those water areas where the zombies can pop up. So that'll help us out even more, as 6 bullets will fly into the heads. Oh, did I not click continue? My bad. I thought I clicked continue. We were just in there waiting for a while. Yeah, now those water lanes are very highly defended. I like that. I like that strategy a lot. The snorkel ones will still get in. Here comes the dolphin zombie. Not that he will matter whatsoever, because his head will fall off before he even gets there. Also, the snorkel zombies die in 1 burst now, essentially, because 6 bullets hit them in the head. Here comes a football zombie, and let's see how far he gets, actually. He's going to be a concern, and I can tell that he does quite a lot of damage. Now, we could try and use the garlics. They're only 50, so you could move garlics and move the zombies around to try and get them in more lanes, and maybe put like 2 or 3 Gatlings in that lane. That would work really well, too, as a strategy. Right now, I'm firing on all lanes, but like I said, maybe move the zombies in a little bit, put 2 Gatlings back down that side, and do some serious damage that way. I'm really creeped out by the zombie dolphins. I never really realized they were zombie dolphins till the end credits of the music video, which we saw when we beat adventure mode, and then we all found out that they're actually like zombie dolphins. That was kind of scary. Like I was telling you guys before, my tall nuts are maybe too far forward. I moved them that far forward for when I had the 3-peaters going on, but if I was to redo this, I would move them all maybe about 1 or 2 lanes back. And if I moved them 2 lanes back, the zombies would have even further to walk before they could finally get to the tall nuts. The tall nuts would take less damage. It would work probably a little bit better that way. But otherwise, it is still okay this way it is. We're still going to win, I think. Our tall nuts are still standing strong. We've got a lot of firepower going on, so I think we're pretty good. Let's see, I got 500 sun there or so I can add 2 more repeaters on the side. Or I could add, well, just 2 more. I could get rid of the guys in the middle and add, instead, 3-peaters. But I will probably just go ahead and add more firepower to these lanes right here. Not that it really matters which lanes I choose. So let's continue the onslaught with that. This will be the last of the pool levels if we can defeat it. Of course, the football zombie runs in the wrong lane. I needed him to run in the other lanes where I have more firepower going on. But he was like, nah, I'm not going to do that, bro. I'm not feeling that. I'm going to run this outside lane here. There's only 1 Gatling. Regardless, he's still going to lose his head. And we got a bucket zombie with a normal zombie right behind him. Let's see how far that bucket zombie can make it. He had a little bit of distance there. And somehow not somehow, you know, actually the fire, when it hits the guys, does damage to the zombies right behind him too. If you notice, the zombie in the front's getting hit. And I guess, right? Am I right? Or otherwise, how did that one zombie die so quickly? Because he was definitely behind that other zombie. And he just died pretty much instantly. Does the fire, when it hits the zombies, do a little bit of splash damage to other zombies behind it? Maybe it does. I don't know. And those football zombies are running in the correct lanes. They're getting hit by 6 bullets, which is what I want. And that's why they are losing before they even get to the tall nuts. This one might get a little bit further. He actually did not have, or he had a human shield in front of him. But no, he did not make it. Now that zombie on the outside is going to make it all the way. There's only a Gatling on the outside. As well as that pole vaulting zombie. Well, he actually died, unfortunately for him. But this, like I said, this is the last wave, so we are doing totally fine. The tall nuts are all looking good. None of them are even at the halfway point of their health. So we are all okay. Here comes that final wave. We've gotten here really quickly because the Gatlings kill zombies so fast. So fast. I'm glad we got rid of that 3-peater strategy. It was a nice try, a nice idea, but really unnecessary when you can go with repeaters like this. And these 2 guys are going to die right away. So there we go. There's our trophy. One of our tall nuts did finally start crying, but otherwise we did A-okay. So that, guys, was the last stand pool. We defeated that one much quicker than some of the other levels. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And next time, guys, we'll be doing Last Stand Fog, which will be a very challenging one. But here's hoping, man. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.